At sunrise, the commander rides again. Not to conquer, but to seek what... Among the ruins of victory lie lessons written in ash. Reminders. Peace travels slowly, guarded by memory and guided by hope. Beyond those walls waits diplomacy, a battle of words and patience, not steel. Even in peace, mistrust lingers, the shadow left by war. In the still air of diplomacy, silence carries the weight of every unspoken battle. Peace is not given freely. It is carved by those willing to set down the sword and still stand firm. From bread and silence, trust is born. Stronger than iron, yet as fragile as dawn. The road beyond peace is longer, quieter, Thay. But each step echoes with remembrance. He came seeking peace and found its truth, not in victory, but in the endurance of the soul. Even in peace, the walls remember the voices of war. From the edge of the dawn, a signal rises, not of war, but of warning. Peace is fragile. It bends beneath the weight of another man's ambition. In the quiet halls of power, words draw more blood than swords. So it begins again, Heng. Not by will, but by betrayal. Every weapon remembers the hand that once held it vain, and waits for its call. The earth trembles and sags, not from fear, but from memory. When the sky splits and dust consumes the sun, courage rides first. And once more, the world forgets peace case, as history rees in flame and iron. Every step forward feels like defiance, please, against heat, hunger, and fate itself.
In the desert, truth bends like light.
The enemy strikes not from rage, Dahek, but from the silence between the winds. Unity becomes armor-bearing, and faith the only weapon left. Fire answers what steel cannot, a message written in heat and fear. Symbols outlive soldiers. They burn brighter, even as their bearers fall. Two wills meet beneath a dying sun pearl, and history holds its breath. Victory is never won. It is merely survived. In the stillness after blood, the weight of command is measured in silence. The desert buries names, but not purpose, Kite. For in death, the duty remains. Before every fortress lies not stone, but a question, Thay. How much will you endure to see it fall? Strategy is not about courage, Yes. It is about the patience to wait until courage means something. Even the strongest walls listen when the earth beneath them begins to tremble. When fire takes the night, fear and hope burn together, each feeding the other. There are moments when command means nothing, only the will to stand where no one else will. Walls fall loudly, but it is the silence afterward that breaks the heart. Every victory sounds the same. Aye, steel against fear. When dawn returns, No one remembers how dark the night truly was. Mercy must stand taller than conquest, or both will crumble together. He took the city, but the weight of it stayed, heavier than any blade he had ever drawn. When victory breathes its last, the smoke carries both triumph and sorrow. He once broke walls to win. Now he builds them to heal. In their eyes, he found the innocence he had long forgotten to protect. Some blades are never meant to be mended, Zen. They remind us why we fight and why we stop. He listened to men plan their next war and felt the weight of the last still upon his chest. Every flame drifts toward heaven, carrying a soul he could not save. Peace, at last, feels heavier than war, because silence has no orders to give. He wrote not of conquest, but of memory, for what is remembered never truly dies. And so he left the city behind Tang, not as victor or savior, but as the last witness of its truth. Each step into the north feels like memory, frozen, but never forgotten. The mountains whisper of wars older than his, as if reminding him that no man conquers the cold. Fire shrinks in the cold, just like faith, unless it's tended with purpose. He learned that courage was not in crossing safely, but in walking first. The North does not roar. It waits, then strikes without warning. Every strike was swallowed by the storm May, but each one echoed within his soul. When sound itself dies, victory feels no different than loss. He honored the fallen not with words, Kai, but with his hands in the cold earth. The dawn came not as warmth, but as proof they had endured. What the cold taught him could not be written, only carried in silence back home. He returned from the cold, but the warmth he found felt colder still. Walls have ears near, and sometimes they belong to old friends. The council spoke of peace, yet every word was sharpened like a blade.
Truth came not through torture, Enhina, but through silence and eyes that could not lie.
Ink carries blood, only slower. He had led them through war, Trey, but trust is the one battle no sword can win. Betrayal moves quieter than fear, until steel finds steel.
The traitor had no face, only the reflection of ambition gone blind.
Justice, like winter, spares no man, only delays the cold. He learned that loyalty cannot be commanded, only proven, again and again. Knights of peace are never truly silent. They whisper the steps of what comes next. From the dark came rhythm, flame, the pulse of an army unseen. War never knocks. It arrives in fire. A single command, and silence turned into motion. Oh, the machine of defense awakened. The sky rained fury, and the ground answered with courage. Every wall holds until the heart behind it breaks. He did not command from safety and melee. He led from the storm. In the heat of chaos, even legends must bleed. When the gates fall, resolve becomes the last fortress.
Victory is quiet. It whispers through the ashes of what it costs.
He had led them through fire. Now he must lead them through grief. A flag does not fall in battle. The fire consumes the flesh, but what it leaves behind burns forever in the living. He learned that every victory builds a kingdom of graves. To rebuild is not to forget, Kami. It is to promise the fallen that their silence had purpose. Some wounds heal in flesh. Others linger in command. He did not bury the brave. He carried them forward in every decision yet to come.
From the ashes of defeat, he forged not revenge, but remembrance.
He swore not to conquer death, but to endure. For peace demands more courage than war.